Barbados, the island of the broken trident. In the restless waters of the Atlantic Ocean, far to the east of the Caribbean arc, a solitary island rises, luminous, bold, and unlike any other. This is Barbados, the island of the broken trident, a place where history, nature, and spirit collide in a symphony of resilience. The flag of Barbados tells the story before a single word is spoken. At its heart, a trident severed, not destroyed, but transformed. Once the weapon of Poseidon himself, here it symbolizes the island's break from colonial rule, a bold declaration of independence. Its three prongs stand not for war, but for democracy, government of the people, for the people, and by the people. The deep blue flanking stripes embrace the endless sky and ocean, while gold glows like the sand of its radiant shores. Few nations carry their story so openly, sewn into fabric and flying proudly above their land. But where exactly is this jewel? To the untrained eye, Barbados might seem simply Caribbean. Yet technically, it floats alone in the Atlantic, about 100 miles east of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Not volcanic like its neighbors, not sitting on the Caribbean plate, but perched instead on ancient coral foundations. 85% of the island is limestone, a pale, porous stone that filters its water and shapes its caves. Its geography is a paradox, connected to the Caribbean by culture, music, and trade, yet geologically apart, standing as the easternmost sentinel of the region. Look at its outline from above. Some see a pear. Others, a lamb shank. But tilt your head just right, and you'll notice something else, a giant thumbs up, rising defiantly from the ocean, as if the island itself is signaling, "We've got this." Barbados covers just 430 square kilometers, smaller than many world cities. And yet within its borders, life unfolds with astonishing richness. A coastline of 97 kilometers encircles it, dotted with powder-white beaches on the calm west coast and rugged cliffs battered by Atlantic waves on the east. To circle the island by car takes a few hours, to walk its perimeter, a few days, but to truly know it, a lifetime. Its capital, Bridgetown, lies in the southwest. More than a third of the island's people live here, among colonial-era buildings, bustling markets, and streets echoing with steel pan rhythms. The island is divided into 11 parishes, each with villages named with a sense of whimsy and charm: Friendship, Pie Corner, Monkey Jump. It sounds like a children's storybook, but it is very real, and it is very Bajan. What makes this island remarkable is not only its beauty, but its safety from nature's fury. The chain of the Lesser Antilles bends like a bow just to the west, each island forged in fire by volcanoes. Hurricanes roar through the Caribbean each summer, tearing across fragile coastlines. But Barbados stands apart. Its limestone shield carries no volcanoes, and its eastern position places it just outside the heart of the hurricane belt. Storms often graze its shores, but rarely do they strike head-on. It is as though the island exists in its own protective bubble, whispering defiantly, "Not here. Not today." For centuries, one crop defined this place: sugar. From the 1600s onward, cane fields blanketed the island, their tall stalks swaying under the sun. Barbados became one of Britain's richest colonies, its wealth built on sugar and enslaved labor. But as prices collapsed in the mid-20th century, the island faced a crossroads. Remarkably, it did not fall. Instead, Barbados reinvented itself. Tourism became its lifeblood, banking its shield, international business its second wind. Travelers arrived to swim in turquoise waters, to dive among coral reefs alive with parrotfish and turtles, to wander into hidden caves carved from limestone over millennia. And still, the island never forgot its second great love, rum. Distilled from sugarcane byproducts, Barbados is the birthplace of the spirit. Mount Gay Distillery, founded in 1703, is the oldest rum distillery in the world, older than many nations. To this day, rum contributes nearly 10% of the nation's economy. Locals say there are as many rum shops as churches, and indeed, both stand side by side, equal pillars of community life. The people of Barbados, about 285,000 strong, are its true heartbeat. Nearly 90% are of African descent, descendants of enslaved men and women who turned oppression into culture, music, and resilience. The rest include European and Asian communities who have added their own threads to the fabric of the island. English is the official tongue, but Bajans speak with a distinct rhythm, their dialect called Bajan, full of warmth and expression. Faith runs deep here. 95% of Barbadians identify as Christian, with Anglican churches most widespread, though Methodists, Baptists, and Catholics fill the pews as well. Perhaps this spiritual grounding explains one of Barbados's most astonishing facts: alongside Japan, it has the world's highest proportion of centenarians. In villages across the island, men and women who have crossed the century mark sit beneath breadfruit trees, watching the world go by. Some say it's the clean air. Others, the lifestyle. Many insist, it's the rum. Culturally, Barbados is a carnival of sound and color. Calypso and soca electrify its festivals, steel drums sing across beaches, and the annual crop over harvest festival explodes in parades, music, and dance. This tradition, born from the sugarcane harvest, has grown into one of the island's grandest celebrations, drawing thousands from across the world. And yet, for all the spectacle, Barbados never loses its intimacy. Visitors return here more than anywhere else in the region, nearly 40% of them come back. Why? Because here, you are not treated as a stranger, but as family. Even the island's most famous daughter, global superstar Rihanna, is welcomed not as royalty but as just one of us. Her birthday is celebrated with pride, yet she remains part of the community, grounded in the soil of her homeland. But if there is one symbol that defines this island, it is the flying fish. Sleek, shimmering creatures that leap from the waves, soaring briefly above the surface before diving back into the sea. Barbadians honor them everywhere, in art, on coins, on passports. They even shape the national dish, cuckoo and flying fish, a savory pairing of cornmeal and okra with the island's most iconic catch. So beloved are these creatures that Barbados is called the land of the flying fish. Here, the line between food and folklore blurs, and the sea becomes both pantry and poetry. Diplomatically, Barbados holds its own despite its small size. A founding member of CARICOM, it plays an active role in regional unity. Its history with Britain, stretching over 300 years, earned it the nickname Little England. Even today, ties remain strong, with more British nationals living in Barbados than anywhere else in the Caribbean. Yet perhaps its closest partner is Trinidad and Tobago, a relationship tested at times by disputes and rivalries, but strengthened by shared culture, trade, and even a 177-mile gas pipeline connecting the two nations beneath the sea. In the end, Barbados is more than an island. It is a survivor. A place where history's wounds turned into symbols of strength. Where rum and music, faith and family, beaches and flying fish all weave together into a single identity. Barbados is not just a dot on a map. It is a story, a song, a trident rising from the ocean, broken, yes, but never defeated.